Welcome back to the French Cooking Academy kitchen. My name is Stefan, and in today's cooking class we're going to be learning how to cook rabbit. Rabbit not only is inexpensive but is really versatile and will bring something totally new to your table. And I'm going to show you here that you don't have to be scared about making rabbit because it tastes almost like chicken and it is as easy to prepare as chicken. Let's go. For this recipe we're going to prepare our rabbit. That is here, the Corsican way, which is a braised rabbit with onion, capers, olive, pancetta, and some white wine. So very simple to make, very classic. But let's talk about the rabbit here. A lot of people are very apprehensive when we hear the word rabbit. In France, you can buy the rabbit like this in a packet next to the chicken aisle. And a lot of time it's not uncommon for people to actually by mistake pick rabbit instead of chicken, because look at this leg. You wouldn't know it's rabbit, right? And the thing is, it bears some real similarity with chicken. So when it's whole, it has to be cut by your butcher. There's like simple parts, like a chicken. So the main chicken breast on a chicken, the crown, is this thing here for the rabbit. It's called the saddle. And where you got the main part of the meat, the fillet and everything like that. Then you got two legs, the same as the thighs and the drumstick on the chicken. This is the large chunky legs. And then you got two small legs at the front, which is the equivalent of the chicken wings in a chicken. And the rest is these two little things, is just the carcass that you can use for stock, or you can put it in your dish to add some flavors and stuff like that. And that's about it. You see how simple it is. There's nothing to be afraid of. And as you will see, preparing it is even easier. Let's begin the recipe. Now for this recipe in terms of cookware, I'm going to use a large cast iron kind of saute pan from Le Creuset. You can use a crock-pot Dutch oven or something you call it a casserole dish. That will do fine. The first thing to do here, we've got our meat. We're going to add some salt and pepper. So it's just the seasoning, the usual. And if you want, okay, you can also coat the pieces of rabbit in flour, lightly dusted in flour, okay? It is optional. I'm not going to do it today. Now we are going to Corsica, the island of beauty in the south of France, just above Sardinia, and they use olive oil, but when it comes to cooking rabbit, I like to use butter and olive oil. So a bit of butter in here, and maybe a tablespoon of olive oil, something like that. And we're going to use a medium heat. My butter here is kind of foaming. I'm going to reduce my heat now to a medium, and all what we're going to do is to color the pieces of rabbit on here. So I can start with the leg, doesn't matter. And a light brown coloration. We're just coloring to start with. Okay? Perfect, so here we are. So when I'm talking about a light coloring, light brown, you can go a bit further. So I'm going to take this out and continue with the rest. When I'm saying the rest, it is going to be the carcasses that I had here that I'm going to use to add some extra taste in the dish. All done. So first step done. So the first thing is you color the pieces of rabbit. Remember, they've been seasoned with salt and pepper. I've got a little piece of butter that is left. I'm going to put it on here, and we're going to start by browning a little bit our pancetta. This is actually a double smoked bacon, just for a few minutes. From here, we're building up the flavor. So I've added some smokiness. I'm going to put my garlic and then all the onions in here that we're going to cook for, could go up to 10 minutes and slowly cook them. So a medium heat maximum, and gently we're going to start to lightly color the onion. There we are. So a second step, we've got the pancetta, garlic and onion, starts to caramelize, and now we can add the other ingredients. I'm starting with a deglazing of vinegar. Get those caramelized juices at the bottom. I'm gonna then add the rest of the stuff, which is tomato paste. We've got our capers, some olives. I'll keep the herbs for after. I'm gonna start stirring the whole thing through. Now, if you want from here, you can actually add the rabbit back, or you can do a further deglazing with the wine. I like to put the wine there because like this nothing sticks. You can raise your heat a little bit. I can see the type of sauce I'm getting. See these nice colors. And then I'm gonna grab my rabbit, put it in there, all the pieces in, and I'm gonna keep the carcass as well to give some further flavor in there. Okay, so it was nice, like a stock, like a Bocuse technique actually. You always love to do that Bocuse. So when you're here, you got two choices. Typically, you can add some stock to top up here the liquid, but because it's home cooking and I want to keep things very easy, I'm going to just use a little bit of water. So this is braising. Braising is cooking in a liquid, but it's not fully submerged. The meat is partly submerged. Huh? Once your mixture is boiling, as you want a light boil, it's going to be time to add the herbs. Now the herbs in Corsica, Corsica is got a big mountain, it's very mountainous. So it's like the herb de Provence, like the provincial herbs. You got the thyme, usually you got the bay leaf, some other things, but I don't have all the herbs on here. So I've got some rosemary that I had from the garden. I'm run out of bay leaves, unfortunately. Don't know why actually. But I'm going to add a hint of parsley. I guess it's not really conventional to have parsley, but just a few leaves on there. And then mix that in, then the lid on. I'm going to leave this to cook. So everything is ready, I've got my heat on low, and we're going to cook this à l'étouffée. It is braised, but à l'étouffée means you need to suffocate the rabbit. What it means is that all that steam, okay, does not want to escape. You want to almost, seal the whole thing. So we're putting it in totally covered, very low heat, 35 to 40 minutes. Let's go. Now, after 35 to 40 minutes, you're going to open the lid, and there is a very important thing that happens at that moment, and that is, did your butcher told you the truth about the rabbit you just bought? Now, if it's a farmed rabbit that didn't exercise, was not free roaming, within 40 minutes it should kind of tenderize, even though marinated the rabbit first helps. And if I'm looking at my meat, it's showing signs of starting to detach slightly from the bone, but it's far from it, and the legs are still very tough, which tells me that it is not a farmed rabbit. This was a free roaming rabbit. And when I asked my butcher what it was, he told me, on the label it was saying wild farmed. I'm not sure what he meant exactly. But the thing not to do, if you have a rabbit like this, you're not sure of the provenance, and after 35 minutes comes something like that, it's still very rubbery, very hard, do not take it out of the pan and think, oh my God, this is terrible meat. No, what you want is the meat to almost kind of fall off the bone. And to achieve that, all what you need to do is to keep on cooking this. So 35 to 40 minutes for a farmed rabbit. A wild rabbit, like surely this one, that may take an hour or more. All what you need to do is to put the lid back on, be patient, and let it cook. And then I'm going to show you when it's done. Now, I went totally overkill and went past the hour, and look at this rabbit, it starts to fall apart everywhere. There's a bit some dryness, but I think it's just about ready. So I'm going to take it out, we're going to taste it, and we're going to see exactly what we've got here. Now here we are. So this is the Corsican style rabbit. We've got capers, olive, and I've cooked it a very long time, so it's almost kind of falling off the bone. There's lots of things to unpack on here. The first thing we're going to do here, of course, is taste. Now from the color, I'm going to try just the sauce is really, really reduced. Wow, with a slow cooking like this, it is absolutely full of flavor. And you see what I mean? The small legs, the front legs, look at this, how the meat now totally just falls off. I'm going to take a little piece on here. And it's what it's called fondant. You see, it's falling off like that. And to achieve this, you really need to cook the rabbit for a very, very long time. I love that kind of gamey flavor mixed with the olive, the wine, you have the slight acidity from the capers. It's absolutely beautiful. So taste-wise, when it's like this and it's falling off the bone, I'm going to be using this for pastas. So let's do this. This is my favorite, and this is why I'm almost overcooking the rabbit to the point that I've got these shredded pieces of meat to make a beautiful pasta dish. So I've got my pastas on here, little table set up. I'm going to start with the shredded rabbit that I've got. So I've got pieces of rabbit that I've shredded. Okay. So imagine you're in the mountain, you're in Corsica, it's been wild caught, you've been slow cooking it. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna have some pancetta. I should have taken the fresh one. Okay, I've been a bit naughty here. I took the one from the pan. The olives, I'm using some fresh olives because the other one have been kind of overcooked and they look a bit better. So you got some nice colors. Okay. I'm going to have, of course, the marvelous jus that we've got, that I've kind of slightly reduced, and to have that sauce and the essence. So it's not all about tomato sauce all the time. I'm going to just add a little bit of fresh thyme in there, a hint, perhaps, of parsley, and of course, maybe a grind of black pepper, but the Parmesan cheese, again, Corsican, they really kind of love, to use Parmesan, like the Italian. Now, I've got a feeling that this is going to be a bit messy, so I've got a spoon I'm just gonna toss things together, but you see the juiciness that we have here is to really to combat the dryness, because rabbit can be a little bit dry like this. I'm gonna a bit of parmesan, maybe I'll try to grab an olive on there. It's maybe not the best styles of pasta in here to get, but I'm just gonna have some sauce. Sorry about that. I'm gonna eat on the side. Yes, I mean, totally different than the classic pasta that you have. You know, that moisture in there, you know, the sauce, it's not automatically thick, but you know, the taste of the olive, the pancetta, and the rabbit, that kind of gaminess in there. This is good. And more parmesan. I mean, parmesan was made, I think it was created to go with, with pastas. And I'm starving. Look at that. What? Anyway, I've destroyed the dish. It's beautiful. And then we have it back to the main dish. So this is how rabbit cooked the Corsican style. My favorite and easiest way to make it is to cook the rabbit until it falls apart. If you want to cook differently, there's different ways. If I was to do things differently, I think I would use like a Le Creuset pot and maybe really submerge the rabbit totally to make a ragu style, because yes, there is a tendency of dryness even when you do the braising. But away from that, honestly, you serve that pasta to some guests if you want to surprise. Don't say anything. It is juicy, it is tasty, it transports you to places. It is beautiful. But that's it for my video for this week. If you have any comment or question, use the comment section. If you make the dish, let me know how it goes. If you have a twist about it, tell me all about it. And don't forget, if you want to receive all the recipe in your inbox, we've got a newsletter you can sign up to, link in the video description, and we're giving away now a free ebook when you sign up, so check it out. As for me, I will see you next week for another French cooking video on the French Cooking Academy. Take care all, bye bye.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.